Welcome back to Double L Week 5 recap. You're here with the Double L's and special guest this week, Ian. Ian, how's it going?
Splendid.
That's especially after the week you had. Bet it's pretty
Oh
sweet.
yeah.
This week's brought to you by Truly Citrus Punch Hard Seltzer.
It's also brought to you by Cider Boys Banana Bliss Apple Strawberry Banana Hard Cider.
That sounds awful.
Also brought to you by 818 Tequila.
He's going for the hard stuff this week.
He doesn't need to after the week. We're gonna start covering the trades in this show because a lot of trades are going on this week. So, Alan, you want to take us through what happened?
Well, I'll let Ian go ahead and break down the first one, considering it's his.
Yeah, so I had two great tight ends, Dalton Schultz and TJ Hawkinson. And I picked up Dalton Schultz off of the waiver wire, and I thought, why not trade away one of them and obtain a running back who for my bye weeks. And I acquired Joe Mixon from Zane because he had a weak tight end position at the time. I think it was a pretty fair trade.
Yeah, it looks pretty fair to me. I think everyone wins there.
Seems pretty even.
Not bad. Well, we'll move on to the trade I had with Ryan. Ryan had Russell Wilson get hurt this week, so he needed a quarterback until Russell Wilson gets better. So I traded him away my secondary quarterback, Matt Stafford, and I got T. Higgins in response. So, pretty straightforward. Had two pretty strong quarterbacks, so got a wide receiver out of it. Then we'll move on to
Yeah, so Dom traded away Rob Gronkowski to, Devin for Michael Pittman Jr. and Dallas Goedert. So Dom trades away a tight end who's been picking up some good amount of points, and he gets Dallas Goedert, who is Goedert hurt? Can somebody?
He's questionable.
He's questionable.
Questionable.
Because
7 hours ago, he was put on the COVID-19 list, so
okay,
looks like he'll miss a little bit of time.
He's been pretty good for fantasy this year so far. So
He has taken over the the tight end one spot for the Eagles. So definitely good for a few points, but he was just put on the COVID-19 list for the Eagles. So
maybe Devin's
something to watch out for.
Maybe Devin's hoping in the long term Gronk will improve a little bit. We'll see.
Gronk had a big first week, and then since then has not been as great, but he does have potential.
I will say Devin tried to offer me Michael Pittman Jr. for TJ Hawkinson. And Devin has been trying to get those sneaky trades in.
Tell you what, Devin offers each person in the league about 3 trades a week, probably.
It's a numbers game for him, for
it's
sure.
It's a numbers game for him. He's just hoping. He better not get in a situation where he offers the same player to 2 people and they both say yes. All right, Ian, take us through the record-breaking 192-point game you put on here in Week 5.
I was not expecting this at all. Honestly, because Owen was coming off a 150-point week last week, and his team has improved a lot. And I will say, Owen has been getting too much slander on this show. He said that.
He can come on and defend himself.
But yeah, I was for most of the time. Owen was projected like to win by 20, and then I think towards the fourth quarter of all the games, like the 425 games, all my Mike Williams, Austin Eckler just decided to pop off and drop 30s. Like, it was incredible.
Are you disappointed by your defense only getting 6 points?
That's honestly, that might have been my best defensive week score. I haven't had a good defense yet.
The Falcons' defense is pretty tragic.
Going against the Jets, though, that was a good call. It was an okay call.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
I mean,
this
just
is true.
Super strong all the way around your team. That a huge reason why you did so well. I think Eckler might have been the highest scoring running back of the week, so that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just super high scores all around. And Owen had a great week as well. He just happened to go against the record-breaking scorer.
Yeah, you can't really complain when you're putting up 130 and then still losing by 62. So
It's funny because I could have played Tom Brady, Austin Eckler, and Mike Williams, and I could have beaten, I believe, 3 teams this week.
I'm probably one of those.
I think you are.
yeah, wow, just a great great game all around. Owen probably not too happy with the 13.9, almost 14 out of Ryan Tannehill, and then he probably wanted more than 4.4 out of Chase Edmonds. But besides that, It's not a bad week for him.
Yeah, I mean, 130 points will win you a lot of weeks.
Well, would have beat me this week.
Just not this one. Ian pulled out a great game. Hopefully, he can keep it like this moving forward.
This is off 2 bad weeks, so
well, that's good.
Finally came through.
Lucky.
Yeah, hey, he shut me up on last week's show. I remember saying, "Hey, maybe the hype for Ian's team was not warranted." He
heard you.
A couple of games in. He heard it and he came out and he almost he did set a record. Almost broke 200. So
yeah, keep setting scores like that, and this will be
hats off.
This will be wherever you are next year. All right, Alan, take us through this tragedy.
It was a good game. My team performed admirably. I made one mistake this week. And Bobby told me not to. Bobby, I don't know if it was on air last week or while we were just talking before or after recording, but I mentioned that I was considering starting Sam Darnold against the Eagles because he had been outperforming Justin Herbert up to that point. And Herbert's was going against the Browns, who have a great secondary.
And of course, the 1 week that you
the 1 week I choose to start Sam Darnold against a worse defense, mind you. He decides to only pick up 6 while Justin Herbert goes off for 42.
I think Herbert had the highest quarterback score of the week.
I'm pretty sure that was Lamar Jackson, but
no, I don't. We'll get to that in the end. I don't remember who exactly.
It was close. So hindsight's always 2020. I feel like if I were given this situation, I probably wouldn't have changed it at the time. I'm not too upset at my decision to start Sam Darnold. I still think it was a decent decision, but I will not be doing it anymore. I will not doubt Justin Herbert again.
Yeah. A few things about Devin. Saquon Barkley's out, so hopefully that won't hurt his team too much. I know he traded away a pick to get Saquon, so we'll see how long he's out for. I don't know the extent of his injury.
He had already picked up the backup, I believe.
Oh, he did? All right. Devin's on this app 24/7.
Yeah.
So my only disappointment this week is that Devin's now first in the league because he's the only 4-1 team.
Yeah.
You could have prevented that.
If I had just started Herbert, I'd have won. It's again, hindsight's always 2020. It always stings a little more when you lose to Devin, especially with all that trash I was talking towards him earlier in the year, and then I couldn't back it up. So,
yep.
You win some, you lose some, and this one hurts a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if you play him again in the year. We'll see. But I don't know.
I'm not sure if I do.
Don't know who rematches are yet. Maybe we'll cover that some other time. All right. Anthony and Jeff. Anthony, after a strong week last week, I believe he had underperforming, and then Jeff just putting up 135. A little bit of a slam dunk on Anthony. Mark Andrews with 41.7 points on Jeff's team.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's awesome. So the team all around kind of performed where they should, except for Mark Andrews, who put up 47. So
yeah,
would have been a closer game if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, and how could anybody expect that from Mark Andrews?
It's kind of, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that out of a tight end before.
Yeah, just any tight end putting up 41 is crazy.
Definitely the highest tight end score of the week, for sure. Maybe this season.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down as the highest tight end score of the season by a landslide.
You look at Noah Fant on the other side, only getting 5 points. That's a pretty good game for Noah Fant.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that one of your positions is getting outscored by almost 35, it's not looking good for your team.
No, it's hard to come back from that.
Indeed, it is.
You know, Jeff has a really strong team this year. So
Yeah. And then I don't know why Anthony chose to start the Jets defense. That -1 point might be pretty lucky on his part that they didn't go lower, but yeah, the Jets defense might be an immediate drop type of situation.
yeah, I don't know if that was a 1 week thing, him starting the Jets defense, or if that's what he's been doing, but that's not a good idea.
Indeed not.
I believe that Kenny Galladay's also injured, and he decided to start him.
Yeah, that's not going to help. You're going to have to start
think he
not
is,
injured
yeah.
players.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Zane's having some struggles still. Joey puts up a really nice score this week. Almost 100 points more, 90 points more than his opponent. But
Yeah, I thought that Ian would be Ian's would be the highest score differential, but this one's got to be it.
He started Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Zane did, and he ended up getting hurt very early in the game, so that doesn't help. But other than that, all around, just really low scoring players.
And after we were kind of getting on Zane last week about not setting his lineup and
He
potentially
finally
not knowing that he's in a fantasy football league,
Yeah.
he set his lineup and he did the best he could, and just underperformance everywhere is not gonna seal a victory for him.
No, but looking at Joey's team, Lamar Jackson putting up 41, that's super impressive. Kadarius Toney, before he punched a dude in the face, 29 points, very impressive. 15 points from the Bills defense. That's the second week in a row the Bills defense put up the most points for a defense. Super impressive by them. That's a really good pickup from Joey in the draft.
29 from Alvin Kamara. Can't complain about that.
Can't complain, no. I mean, we're going to give Joey a little call and see if he wants to talk about his game. He rarely answers his phone, though.
Yeah, he hates to talk to people, so
Yeah, he's not a people's person.
I have been in talks with Joey about a trade, trying to get him to trade for the first time.
whoa. He has been. He was asking me about a trade, actually.
Hey, Joey, this is Al. You're on Double Al. How's it going?
Oh my gosh, how's it going, boys?
Going good. Just wanted to get your opinion on your 90-point win this week.
Yeah, pretty incredible. Kadarius Toney, the Kadarius Toney show.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney putting up 29 before he punched someone.
Yeah, he was incredible, and then Lamar Jackson just showing out. So easy to go.
Do you think you could continue this high ride for next week? Hopefully pick up another win?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with his passing game, and then the Bills defense is being incredible still against Kansas City.
Yep, the highest scoring defense of the week.
Yeah, very happy with the performance.
Awesome.
One thing that I thought was interesting, that was for the fantasy league for the waiver wire. I didn't realize that the higher points you score, the lower it puts you down.
Yeah.
So, in hindsight, I think I should have just not played Lamar.
Maybe not. Although at the end of the
it's
season,
like
the tiebreaker is points for, so.
Funny as well, I think I was projected like 112 and then got like 150 something.
Yeah, projected 119, scoring 154. Good job this week. We got to move on to the next game. We appreciate you coming on Double Al.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Actually answered his phone.
It's just every time I hear his voice, it's just nails on a chalkboard.
I hope that audio came through okay.
It sounded fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big statement win for Joey. He came out and he did the equivalent of pistol whipping a blind kid. So he really showed out this week.
I like the metaphor.
Thank you.
All right, actually a pretty close game. Dom taking on Ryan. Dom actually coming out and putting out 145. Super impressive.
It's a great game for Dom. He needed this one for sure.
Antonio Brown and Kyle Pitts really ran this game for him.
hmm
put him above what Ryan needed. If Russell Wilson had a little bit better of a game against the Rams, this could have been a different story. But he struggled.
Yeah, those running backs for Dom both putting up more than 20. Gotta love that. The only question mark is what's going on with the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. That's what I want to know.
Well, they're definitely not going to the Super Bowl this year. I know that much.
They just have looked not that good, and Mahomes himself has looked not great, and it's weird because he's definitely got the potential to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So
Yeah, I mean, even just from 2 and 3, it's going to be tough to win his division.
oh, for sure.
A playoff or what do they call it? A wild card still in question. That could happen, but winning the division seems sort of far. I know we're only at week 5, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson, you love to see it. 21. Kareem Hunt was really kicking it out there. 25.9. Yeah, and then just Russell Wilson getting hurt for Ryan Hurts, but as you mentioned before, he traded with you for Matt Stafford. So hopefully that can help him out. And you got to wonder what would have happened with this game if Russell Wilson had stayed healthy the whole time, because Ryan had a great week and then it was just Wilson who got hurt. So
it could have been a really close game.
It could have.
Ian, any thoughts?
Well, Ryan, I'm just looking at both of these teams' running backs, and it's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, apparently the Browns really incorporated the run game this week.
it looks
Yeah.
like it. Wow.
Both Kareem and Nick Chubb over 20.
Yeah.
Like,
And if Ryan had a better flex spot too, Cole Beasley only putting up 1.5.
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't look at his bench, but there's probably people on Ryan's bench that could have improved that.
He has Chase Claypool on the bench who put up 24.
Ryan wouldn't give me Chase Claypool. So
TikTok guy part 2.
all right, moving on to my disastrous game.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's a pretty big yikes. Bobby put up a really impressive game.
Yeah, Bobby has been interesting. Yeah, it seems like he's either putting up
Most inconsistent team.
140 plus or less than 100.
Yeah, and he had people on his bench putting up 20 plus points. So super strong running all around on Bobby's team. Robert Tonyan getting 1.8. That doesn't even matter. He got 149 points. But I mean, huge problem on my team was Dalvin Cook not
Is
starting.
everything?
Yeah, his ankle injury is still lingering. He didn't start, so I had to put in J.D. McKissick. He's really on and off, and he had an off week. Really depends on the situation that the football team finds themselves in, if he gets utilized or not. He wasn't utilized. Jamar Chase wasting a really good week, getting 27.9 for me. That's the only reason I'm not in the 70s or 80s.
Well, it seems like the football team really was handing it off more to Antonio Gibson this week than J.D. McKissick. So
Yeah, he usually
I
does.
think
all the
McKissick is their second string, right?
He takes a lot of the third down
Fair.
runs or short passes. He takes a lot of check down passes,
That makes sense.
which is usually why he gets
Hey, Alex, did you just learn what check down meant?
no. I don't know what it means. I just said it hoping everyone wouldn't notice. I don't know what it means.
Got it. Well, hey, it made sense in context, so congratulations.
A lot of the words that come out of my mouth make sense. I just don't know what I'm saying.
Fair
Alex, how do you feel about probably one of the biggest wide receiver busts at the moment, A.J. Brown?
Really disappointing. He put up some okay weeks, and then he's just not doing that well. That whole team is confusing to me. It seems like
Yeah.
the Titans are fakers. I don't know if they're actually going to make it to the playoffs. Especially after losing to the Jets last week.
They've got a lot of offensive weapons, and that might be their problem. Is
just not being
they don't
utilized
know
correctly.
who to use in what situation. Do they hand it off to?
I mean, and then you look over at Bobby's team. He got 31 from Derrick Henry. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry
think-
getting all the action.
I saw a stat this week. Ryan Tannehill only passed the ball 22 times in their game. It was just all Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
So big week for Bobby.
big week for Bobby there.
It seems that, and I mean, Julio Jones is hurt right now, but it seems like that they have these wide receiver weapons and they aren't using them. They just handed it off to Henry. So maybe the Titans just need a new quarterback. Who can
Tannehill's
throw.
pretty okay.
Yeah, Tannehill's very, very. He's a football player, that's for sure.
He should be on the football team.
He can throw a football decently.
Yeah. You know, these wild scores from Bobby makes it hard to predict who's going to have the lowest and who's going to have the highest each week, which is something we'll get to a little later in the episode. But alrighty, looking at the standings, the first immaturely named division, Devin's in the lead at 4-1, and then everyone else is tied at 2-3. Playoff percentages, you got Devin at 95. So it's pretty strong for him. That's the highest of anyone in the league. Mostly because the rest of his division's still figuring out their teams. We'll see if that changes throughout the rest of the year. Alan, take us through your division.
Yeah, well, so you can see my playoff percentage dipped a little bit from last week. Dropping to 3-2, tying myself with Owen and Joey hurts that, and especially because I come up third in the points for category. It's not looking great. I'm still confident. I still don't understand how Owen's playoff percentage is so low. It seems like that would have been fixed by now, but I guess, the ESPN just doesn't believe in his team. But
yeah, the projection gods just hate Owen.
Yeah. And then Ryan coming in at 1-4. It's just very, very uncharacteristic. As you can see, a lot of points against. Looks like the most in the league points against. So he's just getting extremely unlucky right now.
Yeah. What about that 1% playoff chance? How do you even?
That. Yeah. How do you compute that?
I think he has.
I guess they
than
just.
one.
I guess they just can't say 0. I guess they probably wanted to say 0, and they were like, we can't say 0.
I don't get it because he needs to win, 4 games, and then he's probably back up with you guys if you guys don't win.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
it's only week 5.
Owen's 37%. Do you think ESPN's just anti-Semitic?
They might be.
I think that's a pretty good possibility because Alan, good Christian boy, you're behind him and you have 89. So I don't know.
I think ESPN saw my score this week and they realized that Owen's not going to make it that far. After.
Yeah, Ian, how about you take us through the Krusty Cooters?
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised how poor our division is doing.
Yeah, really. It has.
I think we really hyped up our division.
We did,
and we're all 3-2 except for Zane.
Basing it on the projections from before the season, and now we have the same records as Division 2. So
yeah,
looking pretty similar. And
I'm not too worried about point wise because I am ahead by a bunch, but I just have to keep on winning.
Yeah, 5 weeks in and you have 734 points for. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. I'm tied with everyone at 3-2, other than Devin, in terms of getting in the playoffs. I just have the lowest points for, so I'm right out of it. Alan has the last playoff spot right now at 610, and I'm quite a bit down at 569. So it's looking like I'm going to need to get an extra game win or someone's going to have to get a loss if that's going to change in my favor. But the season's still long. It could still change. And then Zane, just having a super disappointing season. So I can say that because I know he doesn't watch the show. At 1-4. With only a 16
very shocking
to make the playoffs. Yeah, pretty shocking.
Yeah, again, it's almost like he's got other things he's got to worry about.
I don't know what that would be.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I have no idea. Highest fantasy scores of the week. Justin Herbert, 42.82 on Alan's bench.
Really hurts to see. It really hurts.
And you got Eckler, who Ian started, 32.9, high scoring running
yes.
back. That helped him. Devontae Adams, 37.6. Devin played him, helped him get that win. Mark Andrews, Jeff has him in his lineup, 41.7. Helped him get his win. I don't know who has Nick Folk, but he got 17. And then for the second week in a row, the Bills defense helped Joey get his win with 17 points. Pretty impressive.
It's unfortunate to know that I was starting one player who scored the most amount of points in the entire league away from being 4-1 instead of 3-2.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
I believe 42.82 is the highest this year.
It might be. And Allen had him on his bench because he's a dumb idiot that doesn't have a lot of stuff going on up top.
I don't think it's the high. It might be the highest for quarterbacks, but I don't think it's the high.
Okay.
I think Derrick Henry had 47 one week.
Okay, that's right.
Allen forgot to calculate the mean, median, and mode of Justin Herbert's scores, and that just didn't help him.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, taking a look at Week 6, Joey's taking on Allen. That's going to be hopefully some good trash talk there. You want to start it off some trash talk, Allen?
I'm not even worried about this week.
Oh, I was gonna. I thought you were gonna
Joe-
say I'm not gonna trash talk because Joey just scored such a high amount, but you're not even worried.
No, I'm not worried. He's got quite a few key players with bye weeks. He's not projected to score that much. I'm putting Herbert back in for sure. I'm not worried about it. I don't need to trash talk Joey because he trash talks himself in his own head enough. So
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, Dom taking on Anthony. Zane's taking on Devin. Zane needs to turn it around because Devin needs to get beaten to put him into his place. Ian, you're taking on Bobby. Bobby coming off a really high-scoring game, but so are you. So how do you feel about that one?
Honestly, I think Bobby's gonna have one of those weeks where he doesn't put up 100.
Yeah, he's gonna fall apart.
I'm feeling it, and hopefully my team, breaks 200 this time.
Oh, okay.
I'm not asking for a lot, but
Confidence is good. Confidence is always good. Jeff's taking on Ryan. Ryan has a 1-4 record right now, so he needs to turn that around ASAP. Change that 1% playoff percentage a little bit in his favor. And then I'm taking on Owen this week. Owen coming off a 130-point game, so hopefully I can at least turn my game around and score more than 100 this week. Alan, I'll blindside you. Go through. Who's going to win?
all right, I'm beating Joey. Dom is going to beat Anthony. Devin will beat Zane. Ian will beat Bobby. Jeff will beat Ryan, and Owen's going to beat Alex.
Oh, come on. All right, Ian.
all right, I'm gonna say sorry, Alan. I gotta go Joey here, and then Dom coming off a big week. Devin, me, gotta go Jeff, and then also Owen.
Oh, come on. Wow, did you pick the whole left side?
I think no, just Devin.
Oh, Devin. You didn't pick Devin. You made Alan cry. That's great. All right, going through my predictions. That Joey and Allen game I think is going to be super tight.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull for Allen in the game, I think. Just slightly. I think it's going to be super close. But honestly, it could go either way. Didn't you go off the other side of the screen? How?
I did. I'm sorry. I needed to grab the laptop charger.
How did you crawl?
No,
I thought you went off the other side of the screen.
I crawled.
All right. Dom versus Anthony. You know what? I'll pull for the underdog. Go Anthony in this one. We'll see what happens. Zane versus Devin. Zane just hasn't been putting up the scores he needs to win. And despite what I want, no offense, Devin, but you're first right now. Gotta hope for some challenging times. But yeah, I think you're gonna win this game, Devin. Ian versus Bobby. Kind of hard not to go for Ian off 192. So Ian, you're gonna take that one. Jeff versus Ryan. I think Jeff has that one. And then Owen versus Alex. You know what? If Dalvin Cook comes back, I think I can win that. It's really going to depend on if
That'll be
Dalvin
big.
Cook plays or not. That's really what it comes down to.
because Owen has the backup for the Vikings.
Yeah, Madison. So
He snagged that from you.
hopefully I can. He drafted Madison. He had this
Oh,
in
okay.
mind. He knew that this was gonna
Owen has historically been a huge fan of Alexander Madison. I remember last year he sought me out for a trade just so he could get Alexander Madison, who was on my bench.
It is proven well. He's
It
putting
works
up
so
20 plus in both times that he's played.
Yep, it's true.
All right, Ian, highest and lowest scores. I already know who you think's gonna get the highest score. Probably yourself.
Oh yeah, highest me. I'm gonna try to beat my score from this week. Watch me get below 100.
Yeah, watch Bobby win this game. I'm
Yeah.
changing my answer. Bobby's gonna win this game.
Lowest score. I'm gonna say it's hard to say. It's hard not to say Zane's team just because his running backs are struggling and his wide receivers. But so I gotta say Zane.
Yeah, not a bad call. Alan, what do you think?
For highest, I'm going to go with a bit of a dark horse here. I'm going to say Jeff will score the most amount.
Okay, it's not a super big
and
dark
then-
horse, but dark horse. Maybe.
Fair enough. And then for the lowest amount, I have Joey with all of his players and bye weeks and such. And I think he's just going to have not a great week. And
That's a good
I think
That's-
it's going to be good because he's playing against me. And yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
Not a bad call. Highest score of the week. Well, lowest score of the week, probably going to be Dom. I'm saying that because I chose Anthony, and I think that's going to be a low-scoring game. So Dom, sorry, you're probably not going to either Dom or Zane. I'll go with Dom. Zane does have a lot of injuries though, but yeah, I'll go with Dom. And for the highest-scoring game, Ian, it's tough not to choose you, but I think it's probably going to come out of the Joey versus Allen game. I don't know which one,
I see that.
but I did choose Allen to win. So Allen, I'm choosing you to get the highest score of the week.
I would love that.
If you put Justin Herbert in, it's not impossible.
He's in. He's already in the lineup.
Awesome, that's good. It's just so unreasonable for you not to put him in.
All right, listen. Sam Darnold had scored more almost every single week, and he was playing against a worse defense. So I don't regret my decision.
All right. Looking at the bye weeks for this upcoming week, make sure you check your lineups. Make sure you don't got anyone that has a bye week. The Falcons, Saints, 49ers, and Jets all have bye weeks.
Oh, actually, Joey has Alvin Kamara. That's gonna be huge.
Exactly. I'm telling you, Joey has some key players on bye
Yeah.
weeks.
That's
That's why I like my chances.
That's a good point.
I'm gonna switch my vote to Allen.
Yeah.
All right, Ian has officially switched his vote to. Yeah. All right. Well, it's been a great double Al. Ian, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We love
I would just
having
like to make a special announcement because I know she watches the show. I would like to wish Lauren Elder a happy 22nd birthday.
you. Is it really her
Happy birthday.
It
Happy
is her
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Lauren.
That's awesome.
Alan, say something real quick.
You know what? I hope Devin never wins again.
All right. Thanks for watching Double Al, everybody. Fun as always having a guest like Ian. And
Sir.
we'll see you next week. Good luck, everyone, except Evan.